Okay, this update is a long time coming, as always. I feel like every time I'm post-show, I always sit down and say, like, let's, talk about what's going on, all that type of thing. And because me post-show, I don't struggle post-show, but I do like to take a mental break. And I want to give you guys a little bit of a catch-up, a little bit of an update on what's actually been going on the last 5 weeks post-show. Because right now, I'm currently 5 weeks post-show. So what kind of happened after my show was the UK went into full-on lockdown. My show was pushed I think 5 days ahead, and the UK shut down for 4 weeks on the Thursday. So I'm 100% so grateful that Two Bros put on the show early instead of kind of pushing it back and delaying it. So I'm so thankful for that. But for me, I've really struggled mentally the last few weeks, and as you can see, I'm in a different location right now, and I'll explain that in a second. But I've really struggled post-show with the mental aspect of my environment, where I'm at. I just wasn't happy. We all know post-show is tough anyway, and it's always nice to plan things post-show and be able to see your friends and be able to do more things and all that type of thing post-show, because that's one of the sacrifices you do during prep. And the fact that I couldn't do that really mentally struggled with that. So for the last 4 weeks, I haven't been in the best mindset, and from my last video that I kind of spoke about reverse dieting and stuff like that. And if I'm going to be totally honest with you, I haven't been 100% with my reverse diet. I haven't really had a reverse diet because I haven't been in the mental state to, if I'm honest. Not to sound dramatic or anything like that, because it's not the most dramatic thing, but in the UK it's very negative at the moment with everything that's going on, and I'm so grateful to be in a position where I am, to be financially stable and still be able to work and all that sort of thing. But for me, I just was not happy, and it was really tough because a lot of people were saying to me oh, you should be happy because you're able to do this, that, the other, you're not struggling like this people, you should be grateful, blah blah blah. But not being happy with yourself isn't something that I can help. So as much as I was I'm grateful for all these things and I'm grateful for all this, that and the other, I wasn't happy still. So I hopped on a plane. Well, backing up a little bit, a lot of our friends have come to Dubai during the lockdown period, which is quite strange because UK says you weren't allowed to travel during this time, only for work purposes, but they still allowed people to travel, which is very strange. But anyway, a lot of people came to Dubai within the November time and all that type of thing, and I was really contemplating whether or not to come out because I was it looks great, COVID pretty much doesn't exist here, and life is pretty much very normal here. So that I wanted to come to Dubai just because I was I need a break. So for me, Dubai was very appealing, and I was everyone I know is here. It looks like things are normal. You can go to the gym. Obviously gyms in the UK were closed. I booked a one-way ticket to Dubai, and I do not know when I'm coming home. So I obviously have an idea of when I'm coming home, don't be silly. I wanted to focus on me and kind of getting in a better mentality for myself, and being just in a better environment. Life is literally too short to say what if all the time. So now I've come here, and already I'm here, I've been here a week now, and I'm already myself, I'm in a routine, I feel better, and I think that's what I needed. So the rest is history. Max is going to be coming to Dubai in the next 2 days. We're staying with our friends at Bex and Darren, and it's going to be so good because Geordie and Brandon are also here, which they've been here for a few weeks now, and they're actually the people that persuaded us to kind of come here earlier. That's pretty much the down low on what's going on right now. In terms of moving forwards and what's going on with competing and stuff like that, so competing and stuff isn't really in my mind at the moment. I want to try and focus on my secret project that I'm obviously working on. Whilst I'm over here in Dubai, we've had a lot of business calls with the website developers and all that type of thing, to make sure that everything's still running and still going ahead on time. I do have a date in mind, that it will be released mid-January, the project that I'm working on, and you will know in the next I want to say 2 weeks what the project that I'm working on actually is. So for me, I am working on building up content for that, working on trying to make sure that everything's running smoothly for there and all that type of thing, and that is coming first before competing. So obviously that got pushed back when I was competing because that's a sacrifice you make, right? You have to focus everything you have into competing and have to sacrifice those little things that come down to business and family and friends and all that type of thing. So now that I've I'm done with competing for the year. I want to focus on the things that I had to sacrifice. So that's kind of what's in my mind at the moment. And the last, like, I say like 2-3 weeks, I haven't really been following any sort of structure. I've been kind of intuitively eating, because this is what I always like to do when I'm post-show. I like to intuitively eat. I don't like to go straight back onto a plan, because sometimes it makes me resent it in a way. I love eating healthy, and when I say I intuitive eat, it doesn't mean having pizza and ice cream for every single meal, but I like to have a mental break from weighing myself. I like to have a mental break from weighing food, from tracking macros. I like to have a mental break, and that helps me get back into the groove of competing like the following year. So that's what I've been doing, and that's kind of what I've been enjoying at the moment. Since I've been in Dubai, I've kind of gotten back onto tracking, which I've enjoyed. This is what I like to do. I like to listen to my body and listen to when I feel ready to go back into things. I'm not gonna be stupid and eat ice cream, pizza, Oreos, everything, like, and then say, yeah, I'm ready to, you know, get back on track. It's just a mental aspect of, do you know what? I don't want to weigh out this chicken. I don't want to weigh out this potato and do this, that, the other, and just have a little bit of a mental break and just, you know, go from there. So for me, that's what I've been doing at the moment, and I'm feeling really good. I know I've put on more body fat than I would like to right now in this current moment in time, but I'm generally happy with how I'm looking and how I'm feeling in this current moment in time, with where I'm at in Dubai, getting back into kind of like my structure and all that type of thing. So that's the main thing that I'm focusing on at the moment. It is difficult within the bodybuilding industry sometimes, because you feel like it is 24/7, which is what I love, but it also can be a negative thing that you just feel like an absolute robot. A lot of people preach it is a 24/7 thing. You have no days off. You have to be structured. You have to stick to everything and do everything at 100% all the time, or else you will not be successful. And that for me is what I generally struggle with, because I do like to have a little bit of downtime. I do like to have a mental break and not track things, and I can trust myself. I can have days where I eat what I want. I can have days where I stick to a structure but I'm not weighing anything. I can have days where I stick to things and I weigh things out, and I don't feel guilty for that. But sometimes it is a case of other people's mentalities towards the sport can kind of block my own. This is why I've been a little bit more quiet, because I want to have a little bit of downtime right now to focus my efforts on other things in my life right now. That's why I've had a little bit of downtime. That's kind of my updates right now, and that's kind of my mentality moving forwards. I am happy that I'm in Dubai at the moment. I am actually spending Christmas and New Year's in Dubai, which is going to be weird but very exciting, because like I haven't ever been away for Christmas or away for New Year's. I'm excited for something new to happen, so that will be really fun to kind of do. Obviously I'm going to miss my family like so much, but we will be FaceTiming. Actually no, we won't be FaceTiming, because Dubai doesn't have FaceTime or WhatsApp, or you can't video call on Instagram either. You can use Zoom. So that's a top tip. If you're coming to Dubai, you can't FaceTime, you can't WhatsApp call, you have to use Zoom. So top tip for anyone that's coming out to Dubai, yeah. But that's kind of my update, and I wanted to update you and be honest and tell you how I'm feeling, because I know a lot of people will probably relate to that. A lot of people do think it is a 24/7 thing, and don't get me wrong, if you want to be successful and you want to be going to the Olympia and getting top placings, then yes, you do have to look at this lifestyle as it is a 24/7 thing. But at the same time, those people that go to the Olympia, those Miss Olympias, Mr. Olympias, also do have downtime. So don't think that they have no days off. They are 24/7 all the time, because they are not. They aren't robots, they're people. So, and that's what I struggle with. I'm sometimes too hard on myself for not being 24/7 all the time. I'm still focusing on structure, making sure that I'm progressing within my training sessions and all that type of thing, but it's not as strict as what I was like in prep. And that's kind of the mentality I'm going with at the moment. It's very different to other people's, but it's what works for me right now, and it's where I'm at right now. We always have to remember that each journey and each post show and everything like that is so individual to each person. So if you are the same as me, make sure that you remember that each person is different. So that's kind of my updates for the moment. I'm going to leave the video here, and thank you so much for watching this video. Please remember to like and subscribe to my channel, because it really helps support my channel. And if you are in the kind of the same place as me, and that you aren't feeling yourself post-show, and you do feel like you're in a little bit maybe of a rut, try and change your environment and look at it from a different standpoint. So this is what I've done, and it honestly has massively helped me. So just be kinder to yourselves, especially during this post-show phase, because it is very difficult to come out of, and I have to remember that as well, to be kinder to myself, to not be so hard on myself, and that's one of the main things that you need to remember post-show. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.